Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Going to do a quick update on several news stories swirling around Celtic Park at the moment, a couple of which have relevance to tomorrow's game against Dundee, and a few regarding Celtic's longer term future. Before we get going with the video, just a wee quick reminder to all those new to the channel, new to these videos, do consider clicking that subscribe button, get the numbers slowly going up and up and up to the next target, which is 400, which for many of the channels is small potatoes, but for someone like me is a good target to aim for. Remembering also there are quite a lot of different sorts of videos available through the channel, plus the daily trivia quiz question and regular community polls, and also a very active comment section with regular debates and discussions amongst all the viewers and subscribers. So, story number one is that Abada seems to be on the verge of a transfer to Major League Soccer. The two teams said to be very closely involved in securing his transfer are FC Austin and Atlanta. Atlanta, of course, being the club that Giakoumakis went to around this time last year. The American transfer window stays open until towards the end of April, and so there's still quite a lot of time for negotiations over fees and contracts, etc. Also rumoured to be off to Major League Soccer is Yoki Kobayashi. He was said to be attracting loan interest from Real Salt Lake and from FC Dallas. No current update on the Kobayashi loan or transfer. However, it does appear that Abada is very keen to leave Celtic, very keen to leave Scotland. It would appear, rather than the hostility to him emanating from Celtic fans and from the banners and chants, etc., at Celtic Park, he's been having a very hostile time when he's been out and about in Glasgow and out and about where he lives, and so it would appear it's more just the general community rather than anything Celtic related that's causing him his undue stress and difficulty settling currently in Scotland. Abada and his agent apparently are willing to waive various bonuses and clauses in Abada's contract to secure a quick transfer, and it does appear inevitable that Abada will be on his way, it looks like, in the next week or two. And I doubt he will be appearing for Celtic again as things currently stand, which is a wee bit sad, because I think he was a player who could have given Celtic quite a number of years of great service, remembering how well he started, particularly in his first season when he came here as a 19-year-old. A couple of other wee bits of transfer news away from the club. Benjamin Siegrist appears to be firmly on Aberdeen's radar. Their current number one, Kelleher, appears to be wanting to leave Aberdeen on a free agent contract at the end of this season, and Siegrist is seen as being the ideal replacement for him as an experienced goalkeeper who has previously performed very well in Scotland, primarily for Dundee United. It does also look like Scott Bain will be leaving Celtic in May, along with Joe Hart. Other piece of potential transfer on loan news is that St Mirren are very keen to ask Celtic to extend Kwon's loan contract with them for a further 12 months, which would take him away from Celtic for the whole of the 24-25 season. He does appear to have settled in very well at St Mirren and has already become one of their key players, and is giving them a different option in midfield to that which they used to have. And St Mirren apparently are very keen to extend his loan. I would guess that, given his previous price tag of around £1 million, he's going to be out with St Mirren's transfer budget. Although to me it does seem a wee bit stupid loaning him to St Mirren when we could actually have him back at Celtic, at least for the pre-season friendlies, see how he's improved with 4 or 5 months of Scottish Premier League football, see how he's settling into Scottish football once he's back at Celtic, and then explore whether he is an option for us in the midfield for the 24-25 season onwards. It does seem a little bit stupid at this point to commit to an extended loan for him if he is able to perform well in Scotland, although Rodgers does seem very keen to get his first team squad down to 25, and so it may well be that Rodgers ushers him out the door. Just talking about transfer news, Celtic are said to be very keen on signing Kwon Kelleher, the Liverpool backup goalkeeper, who of course had a brilliant match in Liverpool's 1-0 win over Chelsea in the English League Cup final a couple of days ago. Kelleher is apparently very keen to leave Liverpool at the end of this season. Liverpool turned down bids of £15 and £20 million, it said, for him in the recent winter transfer window, and are looking for something approaching £25 million. Another story suggesting that the price set by Liverpool in this summer transfer window upcoming will be at £23.5 million. I don't think that Kelleher's wages would be a particular problem for Celtic, as he would fit in the upper end of Celtic's current wage structure. But I do have my doubts whether he, for Celtic, would be a £23.5 million player or a £25 million player, because after all, that would be almost treble what we've ever paid for a player, and over double the record fee for a player coming into a Scottish club. And it turns out that the transfer we get for Matt O'Reilly leaving the club, as that appears quite inevitable in the summer, may well be used then to back purchase Kelleher, assuming that Kelleher wants to come to Celtic, which is unclear, or whether Kelleher would prefer to stay in the English Premier League, as there are multiple clubs there who are keen to sign him, such as Notts Forest, Brentford, Wolves, amongst others, and I dare say he also will attract interest from mainland Europe as well if he does become available. Talking about goalkeepers, the other piece of Celtic news regarding a potential replacement for Joe Hart as our number one goalkeeper for the 24-25 season onwards is one of the current Turkish international goalkeepers and currently the captain of Trabzonspor in Turkey. He is Urjan Cakir, 27 years old, 6'3", and currently 28 Turkish caps. His value has been up as high as £19 million, and around that time was said to be on the radar for a transfer to Liverpool. However, that seemed to die away, and currently the rating he has is at 9 million, which again would be in Celtic's general ballpark, although I think there may well be goalkeepers available for less than that of equal or greater quality, such as Angus Gunn, who many people feel is likely to be moving on from Norwich in the summer unless they get promoted to the English Premier League, which is a low likelihood. Urjan Cakir is a very highly rated goalkeeper, and actually a couple of seasons ago was top of the stats for goalkeepers in European leagues for his save percentage. And as I said earlier, he is the captain of his club in Turkey, but although there are 3 years left on his contract, he is said to be very keen to move on from Turkish football to play in a different league. Celtic appear to have been scouting him quite actively over recent months, although there is no obvious quote of any interest or inquiries to Trabzonspor for the transfer of Cakir in the summer. I will be looking out over the next few days for any highlights and scouting videos for Cakir, and may well do a little analysis scouting video for him later in the week once we're past the Dundee game tomorrow. Talking of the Dundee game tomorrow, final bit of news is very sadly Mike Nawrocki is out of the game tomorrow against Dundee with a recurrence of his leg injury. At this point, not known how serious that leg injury recurrence is, but I would expect that if the injury is going to keep him out of tomorrow's game, it's likely going to keep him out for 10, 14 days at least, and so it does look like we will be without Nawrocki for a week or two at the very least. The timing of this is rather unfortunate, as it would appear that Nawrocki was in line to start tomorrow's game along with Cameron Carter-Vickers, as more and more people in and around Celtic and in and around Scottish football feel that Liam Scales has been slightly found out and that teams have worked out how to exploit his weaknesses. He does tend to be a player who can be out of position and doesn't have the pace of Lagerbielke or Carter-Vickers to recover. He also, his ball distribution and passing is very poor, and that I feel has been quite a big factor in Celtic struggling so far this year to get on top of games and control games, because without CCV at the back, Celtic really do struggle to get the ball out of central defence, as Welsh and Scales are both very poor at doing that. Nawrocki has been better at distribution, and Lagerbielke also has good passing stats. And as I showed in a video 2 or 3 days ago, analysing all the Celtic central defenders, Lagerbielke actually topped the table when all the various different defensive stats were put together. The inside info is that Celtic are thus liable to be starting with CCV and Scales in central defence against Dundee, with Stephen Welsh on the bench, which I think is rather unfortunate and rather stupid, given the fact that Lagerbielke is the best defender we have at Celtic for those positions on his stats. As I've maybe stated a few times before, he and Scales did have 4 consecutive clean sheets in the Scottish Premiership. It does appear that being sent off against Feyenoord has produced a permanent black mark on Lagerbielke's record in the view of Brendan Rodgers. Lagerbielke was practically on his way out of the club to Lecce in Italy in January, but at the last minute Rodgers cancelled the transfer or loan, saying he needed Lagerbielke at Celtic to cover for the central defender injury problems, and yet hasn't put Lagerbielke on the pitch or on the bench since that time, which does seem rather cruel and preventing Lagerbielke moving on in his career. So tomorrow I would love to see CCV and Lagerbielke in partnership in central defence, although I think we're probably destined to have Scales again. Hopefully, maybe Rodgers and the coaching staff will work out a system where Scales either stays back more and doesn't have a role in distributing the ball, or he gets further support from CCV, Taylor, and Johnson to cover in behind him when he's caught out for pace, as he has been so often in 2024. We'll be doing a further video tomorrow as a proper preview of the Dundee match, and so that just about finishes things off for today. I am at the moment doing a wee bit of research regarding 2 or 3 scouting videos, one of which potentially could be on Urjan Cakir, the Turkish goalkeeper, and there are a couple of other strikers and midfielders that Celtic are said to be interested, that I'm doing the research and preparation for potential analysis scouting videos in the next few days. So, finishing things off at that point there, just a wee reminder for those new to the channel who've enjoyed this video and enjoyed the other content, please do click that subscribe button. Also, like button for all those who've enjoyed the video. It does really help boost the YouTube analytics, gets the videos seen by more people potentially. And as always, do feel free to use the comment section for any thoughts, opinions regarding this video and other Celtic issues and the issues raised in the video, and will reply as soon as I can or deal with them in future videos. So for today, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, goodbye, and hail, hail.